Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people have been messaging me and say, well, Phil, why aren't you talking about Trump and his executive order? He removed equal opportunity employment. He removed all that, and y'all not talking about it. I'm like, because I did read the executive order, and y'all, some people really need to get educated on our system of government here in America in relation to the president, the executive branch, right, and the legislative branch of the government. Of course, we got the judicial branch of our government as well, right? And we're going to go through this executive order and talk about, some of the misinformation that's been put out about this particular executive order. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right. So it says ending illegal discrimination and restoring merit-based opportunity. He did this on the 21st of 2025. Of course, as you can see, he said by the authority vested in me. It says as president by the Constitution and laws of the United States of America is hereby ordered. It said the purpose, longstanding federal civil rights laws protect individual Americans from discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national orientation. These civil rights protections serve as a bedrock supporting equality of opportunity for all Americans. As president, I have a solemn duty to ensure that these laws are enforced for the benefit of all Americans. Yet today, roughly 60 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, critical and influential institutions of American society, including the federal government, major corporations, financial institutions, the medical industry, large commercial airlines, law enforcement agencies, and institutions of higher education, have adopted and actually used dangerous, demeaning, and immoral race and sex-based preferences under the guise of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI, or diversity, equity, is inclusion and accessibility that can violate the civil rights laws of this nation. So once again, he's talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and so far, he's not talking about anything to get rid of the Civil Rights Act or especially Title VII. Okay, a president cannot write an executive order and get rid of a law. He can't do that. Y'all have to really know you're the government. But let's continue. Illegal DEI and DEIA policies not only violate the text and spirit of our longstanding federal civil rights laws, they also undermine our national unity as they deny, discredit, and undermine the traditional American values of hard work, excellence, and individual merit achievement in the favor of unlawful, corrosive, pernicious, identity-based spoil system. Hardworking Americans who deserve a shot at the American dream should not be stigmatized, demeaned, or shut out of opportunities because of their race and sex. Now, the main reason he's doing this is because white males are shut out of DEI, even though white females benefit at the tune of about 75 to 76% of all DEI positions. The white male could never benefit from affirmative action or DEI. It's less through his woman, or unless he's an LGBT, then he could benefit. So this is about basically white straight males being discriminated against in their view. These illegal DEI, DIA policies also threaten the safety of American men, women, and children across the nation by diminishing the importance of individual merit, aptitude, hard work, and determination when selecting people for jobs and services in key sectors of American society, including all levels of government and the medical, aviation, and law enforcement communities. Yet in the case of after tragic case, the American people have witnessed firsthand the disastrous consequence of illegal, pernicious, discrimination that has prioritized how people are born instead of what they're capable of doing. Now, that's all cap because this country is built off of white supremacy. It's not built off of merit. That's all cap. You know what I'm saying? This country has been running off of, if you have the white skin color, then you are given a privilege that definitely black folks don't have. So this merit crap, so what you about to upend white supremacy? So they say the federal government is charged with enforcing our civil rights laws. They say the purpose of this order is to ensure that it does so by ending illegal preferences and discrimination. Now, say the policy. It is the policy of the United States to protect civil rights of all Americans and promote individual initiative, excellence, and hard work. I therefore order all executive departments and agencies to terminate all discriminatory and illegal preferences, mandates, policies, programs, activities, guidance, regulations, enforcement actions, consent orders, and requirements. I further order all agencies to enforce our longstanding civil rights laws and to combat illegal private sector DEI preferences, mandates, policies, programs, and activities. So that's also in the corporation. So you see a lot of these corporations are getting in the DEI programs, but a lot of it is tied to this executive order. Because remember, he said the private sector. Okay. Now, it said terminating illegal discrimination in the federal government. They said the following executive actions are hereby revoked. Okay, talking about executive order from 94, federal actions to address environmental justice in minority populations and low-income populations. The executive order from August 18, 2011, establishing a coordinated government-wide initiative to promote diversity and inclusion in the federal workforce. The executive order from 2014, further amendments to executive order 11478, equal employment opportunity in the federal government, and the executive order 1126, equal employment opportunity, and the President Memorandum of October 5th, 2016, promoting diversity and inclusion in the national security workforce. The federal contract process should be streamlined to enhance speed and efficiency, reduce costs, and require federal contractors and subcontractors to comply with our civil rights laws accordingly. And this is the one that everybody was talking about. Executive Order 11246, September 24, 1965. Equal employment opportunity is hereby revoked. It said for 90 days from this date of this order, it said federal contractors may continue to comply with the regulatory scheme in effect on January 20, 2025. Now, this is all in the federal workforce that they're talking about here, right? The Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs in the Department of Labor shall immediately cease promoting diversity, holding federal contractors and subcontractors responsible for taking affirmative action, and allowing or encouraging federal contractors and subcontractors to engage in workforce balancing based on race, color, sex, sexual preference, religion, or national origin. Let me tell you why this is good. This is good because before you had to hire certain amounts of people. Well, if they want to hire all the folks, they can do it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. And we can also hire all our people too. Make sense? I'm going to tell you this, even though they had DEI, even though they had affirmative action, remember, white women was the benefactors for all of that. You had a few token positions for black people, but it wasn't much of nothing at all. So let it go. Like Frozen, let it go. Allowing or encouraging federal contractors and subcontractors to engage in work. Okay, I read that. In accordance with Executive Order 13279, December 12, 2002, equal protection of the laws for faith-based community organizations, the employment, procurement, and contracting practices of federal contractors and subcontractors shall not be considered to race, sex, sexual preference, religion, or national origin in ways that violate the nation's civil rights laws. Talking about the head of each agency shall include in every contract or grant award a term requiring the contractor counterparty of grant recipient to agree to his compliance in all of the applicable federal anti-discrimination laws, materials of government payment decisions, for purposes of section, and read all the section. Now, if you hear, most of this is directed at the federal government and the federal workforce. If you because I'm not going to read every bit of this, but they just basically saying, get rid of promoting DEI, okay, in the federal workforce. In the private sector, they want to say basically, companies should not be doing it either. Let's get rid of DEI in the companies. But once again, then they talk about the attorney general and all of that. So I'm not going to read every bit of this. I'll keep you out here for a while. But that's mostly what that's about, is getting rid of DEI in the federal government. And he's pushing private companies to get rid of DEI as well. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and cry about a program that benefited the folks, the women in their community. Just like I didn't cry about affirmative action going away. And think about it. Affirmative action and college admissions went away, and I haven't seen us not go to college after that. Did we? We still going to college? And remember, from the time I was born all the way up until George Floyd, there was no DEI. We had affirmative action, but that didn't benefit us either. And let me tell you something else I read the other day. This minority thing, maybe I need to do a whole thing on that and just show you the article. So now Jewish people is added to the minority list so they can get all the benefits of minority. This is why for we said that we can't be called a minority, because minority won't get us anything. We have to be saying this for Black Americans, FBA. You understand what I'm saying? So, no, Trump did not revoke Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. He didn't. He can't do that. Please learn the government. Please learn that. He can terminate any executive order he wants. I told y'all this, I think, on social media. Why do you want to hold on to an executive order that any president can get rid of? You want things codified in law, not in executive freaking order. Well, Biden, he should do a commission. He should do this by executive order. Why? So the next president come by and get rid of it? No. Whatever we need it codified in law, ladies and gentlemen, codified in law. It's just that simple. So it's all this craziness running around America. Like they Flavor Flav and them don't believe the hype. I mean, this is about the federal government, federal workers. He's pushing on the private sector to get rid of DEI, but he can't force them. He can't force them. They could try, but he can't force them. They can sue because they say, hey, we're a private company. You can't tell us what to do. You can't. But that's what that is, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that cleared things up. Because, some people are like, oh, y'all didn't talk about it. Yeah, we talking about it. We talking about it.